morning again. So back, but this time with a different topic on artificial intelligence in banking. You know, we saw about what is being done in the world of transaction banking. Now let's quickly look at artificial intelligence. Now we keep talking about AI, right? We don't say artificial intelligence, we just say AI. We are very fond of acronyms in this today's world, right? Because that is something which we learned from Gen X, or the next generation, that keep everything short and sweet. So we call AI. Now, we all know what AI is. So I'll just quickly give you an overview before we go into the use cases and then success factors, because then at the end of this presentation, we'll have an enlightening panel on AI, and I will let my fellow colleague will be driving it, but I just set the context before he comes on board. Now, I always say you have to be AI. When I say be AI, I say be, actually inquisitive. If you don't become inquisitive, then AI, which is artificial intelligence, will take over. So in that context, we all know what AI is. We know what AI is, what machine learning, deep learning, Gen AI, LLM. See, basically artificial intelligence, everything is a subset of the other. And today we talk about Gen AI because the expectation is with Gen AI, we should, make life easier for us in all walks of life, not just banking, but why should banking be left behind? So it should enable a lot of not just the thought process, but the working of the way banking is being done. So AI is definitely here to stay. There were certain waves that happened in the past when automation came in with, some 40, 50 years back, and then with the way internet came in. After there have been a lot of innovations that have happened, but you don't see the way AI has revolutionized the entire thought process over the last 2-3 years. That anything else has blockchain and IoT and everything came in, but AI has kind of touched your lives on a daily basis across industries, in the way you work, the way you live, the way you breathe, and so on and so forth, right? So in that context, we say that let's see how AI works in banking, but let's look at what has actually helped AI, right? Or what has actually what has actually created the wave about AI. So one is the democratization. Now, AI is available to everyone. Now, Chetan was mentioning in the morning that he's listed some tools and he said most of them are free. So you don't have to pay for many of these tools. So everyone gets to use AI. And many of these AI allows, these tools are such that you can learn as you start working on it. It doesn't need to have a formal understanding. You just need to have a broad understanding of AI. You don't need to have full detailed understanding of how the tool operates because it's very intuitive. Then there are a lot of industry regulation that is coming in. A lot of regulators are also are seeing how AI is actually helping or AI is actually benefiting across industries and definitely in the banking sector. And that's the reason why you have a lot of regulations coming in. AI as a service. Now, this is very interesting because a lot of people have started providing AI as a service. We talked about banking as a service. Now, there's something called everything as a service, if you have seen that you can provide anything and everything as a service today. So AI has also become as a service. Interestingly, AI has moved from cost saving to revenue driver. What does that mean? Now, even today, I had this question about what will you do if you have certain dollars in your pocket? Now, even today, you actually prepare a business case and then go to the boards for approval. But when it comes to AI, it's basically the board coming in and saying, I have this much. Tell me what you can do with AI. So the tables have turned, and it's moving from cost saving to revenue driver. Obviously, ethical and explainable AI, because it helps in transparent decision making and reducing biases. Now, people talk about hallucination, but that's fine. But it ensures transparent decision-making, reducing biases. Now, it's a new kid on the block, right? If you don't have hallucination, then nothing happens. Everything takes time to evolve. But definitely, it's benefiting a lot. And it's, if you look at Gen AI, right? So it's shaping industries basically from content creation to customer service to risk mitigation to to ensuring compliance to customer experience. You name it, AI is playing a role. So all this basically look at it, while we can say it's a global trend that is catching up, but primarily AI is thriving because of all these factors. Now, there are globally there are a lot of government initiatives on AI. It's not just that, individuals are thinking about it, government is thinking about it. You have a national program on AI, which Oman government has inaugurated. That is an AI economic initiative, McKean initiative, and then AI as a cloud service. India has about 5,000 plus AI service-based startups. You must have seen that even UAE has a ministry for AI and a minister for that. And China now. Anything we talk about China definitely cannot be left behind. And then you can see that a lot of private investment funding is going into AI. It's not just in Middle East or APAC, North America, Europe. If you look at it, there are a lot of markets, which are investing, testing, implementing, experimenting with AIs. And, fail fast is always the mantra. So people want to definitely look at how they leverage AI. So because AI is, again, evolving, people want to look at what are the use cases that they could, look at. Someone talked about prioritization. So there are a lot of use cases coming in. So let's prioritize what use cases have to be prioritized and then invest in it. Some market overview, if you look at it, $20 billion in 2023, 32.36% CAGR, 817 million Gen I in banking market size. Across front office to back office to core services to mid of, the compliance to risk, everywhere AI has spread its wings. Now, some of the key use cases, right? Now, let's focus on a few areas. Now, when we talk about prioritization, we'll also look at prioritization. So we looked at a few use cases that make sense, from customer servicing to intelligent automation, risk management, and data insights. How these, when it comes to personalized offerings or predictive analytics or for fraud detection or for generating insights in order for you to service the customers. So we'll take some examples. So one of them we would like to take is the HDFC Ergo example, where they used AI to redefine customer support. A lot of call volumes. They had actually grown significantly. A lot of customers, some issues. There were a lot of call volumes leading to a lot of wait times. Obviously, that has an impact on the customer experience or the way on the customer servicing, because a lot of things were manual. Now, there are two aspects. One is the incoming calls and both on the outgoing calls. Now, they not only used AI for managing the incoming calls, but they also enriched the AI capabilities for lead generation. Not only for routine queries, but also for lead generation. So they converted. This is how you convert AI from being just a cost factor to a revenue driver. Because if you're just answering an incoming call, it's just a cost generator. But I mean, it becomes like a cost center, but it is now becoming more of a revenue driver as well. So what does it mean? 24/7 support, quick turnaround, human-like interactions. So it's no longer like your bot service where people typically tend to just skip it to go to the to speak to a agent. But now you have human-like interaction, so it becomes all the more easier to provide the right customer experience. So you can see 60% reduction in wait time, 40% improvement in lead conversion, 35% increase in customer satisfaction, and obviously, end of the day, you have to quantify 28% cost savings as well. Now, the other one was Commonwealth Bank's document automation. Now, this is again document automation. Now, it could be, when it comes to onboarding a customer with regards to the documentation from an account opening perspective, KYC, or for any, for all your underwriting process. So there are a lot of documents that get submitted even today, while we would say that we want to be paperless, but we have still not reached that stage, and we still have documents submitted, and they worked, the traditional OCR was not working. So they had to go with the AI model which utilized machine learning NLP, and AI-driven OCR technologies, which allowed to read through these documents and fast-track the entire process. Obviously, it not only helped to reduce your TAT and fast-track the entire process, but one of the things is it enabled reduction in the errors as well. So it's not just automation, but also increased accuracy levels. So that allows you to process millions of documents daily, and that helped them to grow their business at a faster pace. The other one obviously comes on the risk. You all know about how Saudi Awal Bank, which is in Riyadh, they used AI for enhanced financial risk detection. So you all know how SAB was formed with the merger of two banks, Saudi British Bank and Al Awal Bank, and then the number of customers. I mean, obviously, because of the added number of customers, the transactions went high, and because of the number of transactions, there were some issues, and people were trying to do it manually, and it didn't work. So in order to strengthen the security protocol and to protect real-time transactions, they invested on an AI-based, and this was done along with MasterCard. And they used the MasterCard's transaction risk management technology, which is actually powered by AI, as most of you will be knowing it. They deployed that for assessing the transaction vulnerabilities, and it kind of prevented a lot of payment fraud. Now, so enhanced payment prevention, fraud prevention capabilities. So one of the key things is reduce your false positives, because that is the most important from today's perspective. A lot of time is spent on that. And improve your detection rate. So which means that at one point of time, it helped you to enhance your detection rates, at the same time reduce your false positive, and that obviously boosted the customer's confidence. This is on the example of risk. Then this is from what Morgan Stanley designed their very own co-pilot. Now, large document. Now, Morgan Stanley had to respond to a lot of customer queries, and they wanted to actually empower their RMs and advisors. There were a lot of documents available. They had to scan through those documents and actually get the data that they required. Now, scanning large documents which are spread over, which are for over years being accumulated, is not an easy task. Obviously, they invested in a AI at Morgan Stanley Assist that you could refer. It uses GPT-4's embeddings and retrieval capabilities. So it went in, it looked at all these documents, analyzed, assessed, and generated a nice report, a 2-page report, which allowed the RMs to advisors to carry that and then use that to advise to the customers. And some of these advisors were on the dot, and customers were very more happier than what they used to in the past. So quick and informed decisions and access to the right data. Now, having said that, what are the key success factors? We just touched upon a few use cases. Now we'll definitely be hearing of more from the next panelists. But what are the key success factors? No, we always say whenever we have to touch about people, process, technology, and eventually the strategy. So embed AI applications in existing process. People. Now, you have to sustain an AI journey. You have to have the special resources. Now, there was a conference we had, and when we were talking about AI, one of the key points, one of the banker was sitting in the audience, just talk about, yeah, he wants to implement AI to automate and to eliminate manual work, but he still was struggling to get resources to help them. So it's an irony, but definitely you need right people. Technology, you have to integrate AI and ML technology with all the overall application ecosystem. Now, when we had the previous panel, Manish was talking about how we need to definitely integrate all the applications to ensure that it's a seamless, frictionless transaction experience. So obviously integrating AI and ML will definitely help in reaching that goal. And your AI strategy has to be aligned with your overall bank strategy, because you cannot have AI running in isolation, because you have to understand what are the use cases you're going to focus on and where you're going to invest, because you have a limited budget available in your hand. So key thing, embed AI in the organized structure, empowerment through learning. Then you should have steering the vision coming from the top. So once it's embedded in the strategy, you'll have the governance coming from the top. fusion teams. So you have to form diverse cross-functional teams that will embrace AI and drive innovation. Easy to use AI tools. That's the empowerment platforms. Easy to use AI tools. Most of the tools are easy to use, but again, as I said, they are free to use, and has celebrate innovation. So rewards, motivation, that's key, and all this will help you to really embrace AI. Thank you.